Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So I wanted to break down the recent teasers that were released for The Walking Dead Dead City Season 2. There was two of them here that I do want to talk about. And so yeah, also I just posted my Last of Us review, so if you do want to check that out, definitely go and do so. I'll be doing a video later on also talking about episode 2 and some stuff regarding just the show in general. And I will just say as well, I probably will have to give spoiler warnings, I guess, in the beginnings of those videos if I'm talking about the game, just because I sort of assumed that everyone played the games already. But yeah, I guess I just kind of assumed that everybody played the second game or the first game or whatever, right? But obviously, I mean, not everyone's going to be playing those games and are just watching, the show for the first time. So yeah, definitely I will give spoiler warnings for that. Really liked the first episode and I'm excited for episode 2 airing this Sunday. Honestly, it's kind of a nice thing to watch right now as we're waiting for The Walking Dead Dead City. It's going to be very difficult to actually cover this though going into the beginning of Dead City but the way it's going to work overall is that, I mean, by the time episode 1 of Dead City airs, it's going to be episode 4 of The Last of Us Season 2, and I think there's 7 episodes, and so by the time we get to Dead City episode 3 or 4, I think that's where The Last of Us will wrap up, so it'll be pretty easy at that point. And also they're not releasing at the same time, so I can actually review Dead City earlier that day and just have everything done all that day, like my trailer breakdowns, and like have a video out for when the episode actually finishes airing on cable, just as I usually do, and then also still work on my Last of Us content and have that out, later on that night. And yeah, it's really awesome, honestly. Like, if you're a zombie apocalypse fan, there's so much stuff to watch right now, so this is really cool. But let's get into what I want to talk about here. So the very first teaser that we see is of Maggie, actually, and it's a really cool scene. So she's in New York City, and I think that this could be maybe after she deals with the bear and whatnot. I mean, maybe at this point she sort of like ran away and, she's dealing with walkers and she's trying to get away from the bear, but she ends up on this glass that's about to break, and it's terrifying. I mean, if she falls, if that glass breaks, like that's just, I mean, honestly, we know she's going to survive, but I think just watching this scene and like the music and everything makes everything so intense. And I think that is the thing that I think is very key to a lot of scenes like this. Like, you have to make the intensity there feel like the characters could actually die, right? Like, I think we all know Maggie's going to survive this because it'd be crazy for her to die there, but to make it very intense, having the scenes like shot a certain way, the music done, I think the performance obviously from Lauren Cohen and everything, like I think that's how you do scenes like this justice, is that you actually have to like make it feel like it's very real. And even though we know, if we really think about it, like, yeah, Maggie's gonna survive. Like, if someone asked us while we're watching this or before we watch the scene, like, do you think she's gonna survive this? Will she make it out? I think most people are gonna say yeah. But that's why when you first watch a scene like this, if it's very, captivating and you're really focused on it and the scene is so intense, you're not thinking about it too much because the scene is just that good. And so I think that this is going to be a really awesome scene here that, yeah, I'm really curious as to how she's going to get out of this here. But let's actually talk about the next one here, and that is Negan, and we see him as, I guess, his old self here, and it's a very interesting scene because of a few things here. There's a lot of stuff here. It's like pretty much all new footage here, and it first starts with Negan, and yeah, he has his bat here. So first of all, he's like smiling, and a lot of this is related to that one scene where we actually do see him like get frustrated and throw his bat like when he's in that cell. What's really curious about that is I'm wondering how a lot of that plays out. Like, does he encounter all these people, kill someone there, and then afterwards is very frustrated and then throws his bat? Or does he walk down there and then throws his bat and then he hears somebody walking by and so he goes and picks his bat up again, walks out there, and then that's where we see him actually, talk to those people, and then he becomes his old self. Like, I do think whatever this scene is going to be here, if it's people that are very frustrated with him, like literally going to go after him, like after, I feel like this is going to be episode 2. I really feel like this will be like early on in episode 2, where after he makes the big speech and he really gets a lot of people on his side, there's some people that are against it and they go and see him here, and I think he will defend himself here, obviously. But yeah, I think there are some that have issues with him, obviously. And so we see Negan walking out here with his bat, and yeah, there's a few other characters in the background there. I think Bruegel might be a part of this. I'm not sure. Like, I know that there's some scenes between them where the lighting seems very similar. So maybe he doesn't walk here yet. Maybe he's talking to somebody else. And then, after he kills that person or whatever happens, that's where Bruegel shows up, right? Like, I could see something like that playing out here because like he walks out here and he says, "I was once a wanted man," obviously a reference to New Babylon wanting him dead and a lot of that. And so he's, getting into all of that, which is kind of cool because like that's some of the stuff that, for Dead City doing the time jump that they did, like, it's kind of cool that there's some history there that we don't know with the characters, and that they're going to get into some of that stuff here in the show, right? Just explain some of like what the characters have been doing since the Commonwealth, because there was a few years that passed by there, right? So there's some stuff that they can actually get into there. But we also see some shots here of Negan outside, and yeah, he seems to be really enjoying himself. He kills all these walkers and everything, and I think that's what's exciting about this teaser, is that they're just showing like his excitement for being in this position again, right? Like, we actually see him really happy here in the place that he's in, and I'm really curious on, you know, his perspective on a lot of this. Like, I think that he's going to have issues with it at first, and there's going to be those issues that come up. Like, we know that Lucille will be a big part of this season, I think, in the later episodes of season 2. So there's going to be some conflict throughout, but there is that part to him that just enjoys all of this. And I think they really gotta, I think, focus on that and give us a lot of that. I think we all understand that there's going to be some conflict there. There's going to be some issues. And there's a lot of people saying that, you know, the fact that they're even doing this with the character right now goes against everything, or every character development progress that we saw in the final season, right, with Maggie and Negan. I really do just disagree with that. I think that it's really in the same place. Like, Maggie and Negan had that big talk there in the finale, but Maggie really was just like, I can't forgive you, basically, right? Like, I forgive you, but I can't forgive you. Like, it was pretty much in a place like that. And so, like, going forward years later, like, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to be what we're seeing here. And like, Negan obviously feels very bad still. Like, he's still that person. Like, obviously we're still seeing that, but there is a difference here when you're put in a position where you're sort of forced to do these things. And also, there is that side to him that is that person. Like, he's always going to be that person no matter what. And so I don't think it's like one or the other. I think it's all of it. Like, I think for him to be in a place like this, and this is his way to survive, makes a lot of sense to me. So I just don't get the criticisms of that, because I also think on top of that, it's really amazing to see this version of the character, because we haven't seen him with Lucille in a very long time. Like, I'm ignoring the season 10 finale because he never really had Lucille in that episode. Like, the bat basically broke. It was a really cool backstory episode. And like, that really was more a backstory episode. And I just don't really count that as being the last time he had Lucille, even though technically it is true. The season 8 finale, to me, you know, at the end of All at War, is the last time he was really truly himself, or not himself, but like that version of the character where he had Lucille and then lost it, right? And so all these years later, it's not the same Lucille, but to get the bat back and to become this person again, it's been a very long time since we've got this, like literally since the season 8 finale. So I think to actually have the character in the same place, enjoying a lot of this, like, it is what people want. It really is. Like, the reaction last year to when he like told that knock knock joke or whatever was like hilarious. Everyone loved it. And like, I'm looking back to season 10 with the Whisperers, you know, like when he became like the new alpha or whatever, and he was like, oh really? And like, he like had a lot of fun with it, and like literally made Daryl like scared for a second that he was going to become like the leader of the Whisperers or whatever. Like, Daryl was just like, what? He loved it, right? Like, Negan had so much fun there, and I think that everyone has a lot of fun when he's that person, because he's a very unique character, and that's what makes him very, very special. So I think that because we're getting that character back again, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some other, you know, parts to it. They're going to make everything make sense, obviously, but I think that that's what people want, and it's a lot of fun. So that's why this teaser was a lot of fun. It's so cool to see this character back and to see everyone's reaction to it. Like, I can't wait to see all of these scenes and just see everybody reacting to the fact that, oh, he's back now. Like, he is actually back, right? Like, it's going to be really amazing. We also do see Negan and the Croat and some other members of the group here. I don't know what this group is called. I guess we'll learn that here in season 2, because there's a lot of them, right? So we know New Babylon, and that's pretty much it. Like, we know the other places, like the Bricks, and then there's the Croat and Dama and whatever their group is called. And then there's Bruegel's group, but like, they're obviously going to have actual names. And they're watching, I guess, Maggie and them come across the river here. And obviously they want to put a stop to that because Bruegel doesn't want them taking their resources. I do wonder if Negan knows if Maggie is there. I feel like what we could see happen in this scene is when he's looking through the telescope with those binoculars, like, he's going to notice that Maggie is there, and he's going to be like, all right, we got to do this or that. And he's going to intentionally try to like not hit the boat, because obviously he doesn't want anything to happen to Maggie or Herschel, or especially if Ginny is there, right? So I think that's something that we're missing here in this scene, but that's my prediction, is I think that's probably going to be something that happens here. And that's why Maggie and them actually make it to the shore and yeah, to New York City. And then we just get a lot of the fun scenes here where he just says, I guess you're in for a bit of a shock. And yeah, Lucille has a new upgrade, right? So Yeah, really exciting stuff. I can't wait to see that scene. They're showing that off a lot. I think that's going to be an episode 1 thing for sure. I really do think that's going to be the very ending of episode 1, and I can't wait. Like, we're less than 3 weeks away now. It's kind of insane, but it was 3 weeks as of yesterday. Now we're 2 weeks and 6 days, so we're 20 days away until the show premieres, which is kind of flying by. Like, in my head, it's still a month away, or like 3.5 weeks away, but no, we're 20 days away now. So like very, very soon. Well, in 2 weeks from now, we're getting the early reviews. We're going to get the big announcement from AMC on, I do think, what is going to be season 3 and 4 of The Walking Dead Dead City, filming back to back this year or this summer. And then there might be some other stuff with like spinoff stuff. There's some things I want to talk about actually that seem to really hint at the future of The Walking Dead getting very, very exciting over the next couple of years here. And yeah, but really exciting stuff here. Honestly, I'm definitely very excited for the show's return. But post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.